Amanda Koo joins us. She's director of eClarity. It's very interesting. Amanda's story is she was once a corporate banker. Now she's a jeweler, she's a mom, and she's also making waves in the industry. Hi, Amanda. What a pleasure to have you on the Double X Files. How are you today?
Hi, Yasmin. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. So what's the average day for a jeweler?
You look at many diamonds, gemstones, and then you grade them. You look at them under the microscope. This is what we do every day.
Okay. You mean to say you get an influx of new gemstones every day coming your way that you have to assess? Or are you just working with the pool that you have in your hands?
We have about 2 shipments of new gemstones or diamonds or colored diamonds every week. So depending on whether we are sourcing them for our stores or we're sourcing them for customers, on average twice a week.
I see. It does take a week to take a look at the entire shipment. So that's quite a bit of work. Well, Amanda, thank you for taking some time off to talk to us. I was just talking about the return of tourists to our island and also, retail shops bustling a little bit more at Changi Airport and such. Does that give you hope for your business, for businesses in general?
It's very interesting because when the lockdown happened in year 2020, I think jewelry industry has overall gone online. So whether we have gone into live streaming, for myself, we have gone into webinars, selling online. So we are already very excited in this new platform. Of course, when people are coming back and, we can start to be very personal again, jewelry pieces are always best seen with your eyes. So, I think the return of tourists is wonderful.
Okay, well, I'm happy for you, and nice to know that you really went online and didn't quite have to suffer that much during the pandemic, but surely there were challenges for you.
Of course, when it happens, I think everyone stopped exploring digitalization, where everyone was talking about it. You have to start working on it. So we were very busy exploring different ways to go online, because the default way to go online was live streaming. I think jewelers were all going online in terms of live streaming. But what I did was something that I know the best, which is giving seminars pre-pandemic. So during the lockdown, we went on to giving webinars. So we give different topics on diamonds, on gemstones, on bespoke customization, and also comparing lab-grown diamond and natural diamonds. That being our most popular topic, actually.
Is this because there's a move towards sustainability among your clients and people who want sparkly things on their hands, around their necks, the earlobes, want to also know that everything that they wear is sustainable and properly sourced?
I think it comes from a few angles, and I would like to share with you a story. So a few years ago, when I brought my kids to have McDonald's, and then we ordered McFlurry, thinking that we should share because we should cut down on calories. And then I wanted to get an extra spoon, and I was not allowed by my sons to get the extra spoon because they want to save the world. That inspired me that, the younger generation is just so ready to love the world and protect the world. And we, in our generation, meaning Yasmin and myself, we have a lot to learn and a lot to catch up. So I think understanding how the younger generation see the world, it becomes something that I authentically care about, like really care about the world. That's one thing. Second thing, it's also, the product innovation was ready. It was commercially interesting to bring in lab-grown diamonds because the prices were right. The quality was good. And so, with all these together, lab-grown diamond is a meaningful business model that is empowering the world, empowering customer needs at that time.
Interesting that your son taught you a lesson, huh? So explain this whole story of sustainable jewelry to me. Where do we begin?
So I think I'm seeing it from a few perspectives. One perspective is lab-grown diamonds. So I explain to customers that natural diamonds are grown under the world, 90 to 120 kilometer with high pressure, high temperature. Diamonds are grown. And lab-grown diamond is basically mimicking this environment, but in a lab, and diamonds are grown. And they are physically and chemically sharing the same property. So if we understand that, accepting lab-grown diamond becomes possible and is with a noble cause. So that is a good foundation to start. Second is, reduce the excess capacity, reduce wastage. You know how, Yasmin, like if you own, I'm sure, like if you own a 1 carat and then you buy a 2 carat, you stop wearing the 1 carat. So I'm also starting a new community. It's named under the sample line, where customers could come in and subscribe to the service where they rent out jewelry that they are not wearing anymore, and they get to rent a new piece of jewelry every month. So instead of buying, your 10th pair of earrings that you may wear or you don't wear, now you have the options of renting, returning, renting out, and have a sharing community.
That's a very novel idea. Are you one of the pioneers for that here in Singapore?
Based on our research, we could be one of the first in Singapore to have a subscription model. I think in the past, when you think about jewelry rental, it's always for your wedding day or that very special day that you rent that one piece of jewelry. So you still continue to buy on a yearly basis, on a monthly basis. In terms of subscription model, we want to really encourage that. Sometimes renting could be better than buying, and then you actually get a new pair of earrings every month. Why I say earrings is because we were very into this Zoom kind of era where earrings can be seen more than, let's say, a bracelet or a ring. But every item is popular right now.
Yeah, because we're actually meeting face to face. Soon you're going to be renting out anklets as well, and maybe even toe rings. You never know. But do you have to select people who are qualified for your rental service very carefully? Because jewelry is something you entrust to someone else. I mean, normally you pass it on to your loved one, your niece, your daughter, your child, and here you are, putting it around to strangers. Clearly, you must gain the trust of the people who own these precious pieces in the first place.
Yes. So in the beginning, subscribing to the sample line was something that was only by invitation. So we only invite people to join the platform. Now, as we progress, we have more measures in place. For example, we need a copy of the IC. We also have the options of having an insurance before you start to subscribe. So there are more measures in place to make sure that the people who are subscribing and also renting out are in a very safe space.
Yeah, okay, that sounds good. And I think I understand now when you say earrings and necklaces, because that's a little bit one size fits all versus a ring that's harder to fit, isn't it?
That's right, Yasmin. Like you have 10 fingers and then so it's interesting, like I'm a size 9 on my 4th finger, but probably a size 11 on my middle finger, and then a size 10 on my 2nd finger. So, we could try around with the different fingers. And eClarity has this little, we call it a little ring snuggie. If it's too loose, we have something to tighten it. So we have little creative solution to holding the ring better in different fingers.
Okay. What other trends in jewelry came about because of the pandemic? It's interesting you say people want to adorn the upper part of their body more because of Zoom. Anything else? I mean, did they prefer sort of cleaner designs that they felt more confident to buy off the internet versus something that was a little more embellished?
Actually, to your surprise, Yasmin, I think Singaporeans were very boring. Pre-pandemic, we
Solitaire.
yeah, right. The
Yeah.
bigger the better, right? You have a 1 carat, your friend bought a 1.2 and you're asking for 1.5. It just gets bigger and bigger and it's colorless and it's round. So I think inspired by our experience shopping online, we are all experts in shopping online now. And then we're exposed to fashion and pictures and Instagrams and TikTok and all that. I find that Singaporeans are getting more and more interesting, So they're starting to look at pink diamonds, blue diamonds, black gold, champagne gold, fancy shapes. So no longer round, you look for your marquise shape, your emerald shape. And yeah, so it's actually getting more and more exciting. In terms of ring design, we also like something that is not symmetrical. It's no longer the classic with a roll of diamonds on the side, but you kind of can have it not symmetrical. One diamond on the side, no diamond on the side. Yeah, very artistic people.
Nice to know. And it sounds like social media has helped us a lot in our education. Okay. Amanda, do stay on the line. We'll continue this chat with you. Amanda Koo is director of eClarity. We've got to go for a break here on the Double X File.
This is the Double X Files. Her views, her stories on CNA 938.
So did you hear from Amanda Koo, director of eClarity, that us Singaporeans getting less boring when it comes to our jewellery choices? I know we love the solitaires, but apparently asymmetrical jewellery is also, the order of the day. Nice to know. Amanda, I learned so much from you. Listen, you also offer in-depth consultation for clients, not just giving educational talks. So what's the most common mistake people make when they want to approach this whole jewellery buying experience?
Very interesting question, Yasmin. I think people, when they overread and people like to come in store and pretend that they know how to use the microscope.
Okay. And you can tell when they're pretending.
Yeah. I think 99.9% people are pretending, right? They come in and they say, can I have a loupe? Can I have a microscope? No. And then you ask, what are you trying to see? Because I was a graduate from NUS and then I went for a postgraduate in gemology. Mm-hmm. I learned for years before I truly know how to hold a microscope properly, correctly. So, so I see with a smile in my heart that, the young people coming in asking for microscope, I say, sure.
Let me guess, they're trying to look out for flaws.
Yeah, they are. But there are dust on the diamond, and a very crucial learning point is how do you differentiate a piece of dust on the surface of the diamond versus an inclusion inside the diamond. Mm-hmm. This is
and somebody who's not trained obviously will not know that. So do you allow them for that 10 minutes of being like an imposter?
I usually let them have 2 minutes maybe, and then I will start my education. So how there are 4 C's in the diamond. Yasmin, you know that.
Yes.
There's clarity, there's color. Do you remember? There's clarity. And then there is one more.
Oh, no. No, give it to me. I'm going to take forever to dredge that up.
So cut.
Cut. Okay.
Right, so there are 4 C's. So we share how you prioritize the 4 C's, right? So which one? So I always present 2 diamonds. Unfortunately, I can't present diamond over radio. If not, I would do that. And I'll ask you, which C can you see first? Can you see carat first? Or can you see the inclusions first, which is clarity? Mm-hmm. So learning how to prioritize the 4 C's get you better value out of the money.
Actually, generally, the average buyer would prioritize perhaps clarity last?
That's right, Yasmin. So you are... Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, because you probably start with... What's the average? You'd start with... I don't know, the size of it first?
Well done.
Yeah. Yep. And then you'd go for the shape?
Yes, shape is not one of the 4 C, but yes, shape is important.
Wouldn't that be the cut though?
And cut or the color, right? Color. I often describe color as water versus honey drink. Mm-hmm. So it's not something that you need microscope to differentiate water and honey drink, right?
Yeah.
So you use buy and you can compare.
Is it easier to sell diamonds or jewelry to people who have bad eyesight?
I have guys who come in and say, Amanda, I'm colorblind. So I can't tell the difference. I say, too bad your girlfriend is not colorblind, right?
That's a good one. You have an answer for everything, Amanda. All right. I want to talk about your journey a little bit. You were a computer science major, and then you became a corporate banker, and then you went to the US to study gemology, and you really wanted to start this business because you grew up in the jewelry business too, which is a fascinating background. You do realize that a lot of women who study STEM subjects apparently do not go on to pursue STEM jobs, and you fall in that category. How do you explain yourself?
Okay, so I think studying computer science was so important to me because my mind was totally artistic before the computer science study. I was very much into literature, acting, singing. And, when you're in computer science, only results matter. So don't express yourself and no need to explain yourself.
You just need the data and the right answers.
Get it work. Is your program working? Mm-hmm. So that really opens up this problem-solving skill in my mind. And I think when I thought of a way to incorporate.
All right. I hope we haven't lost Amanda. I'm just going to give a second. Amanda, are you there? Okay, it looks like the line's dropped. We'll see if we can continue.
Great. That was better.
Oh, hi, there she is. Sorry, Amanda, do you mind just recapping that last bit because we lost you for the last sort of 4 seconds?
Sure. So I was saying finding a way to incorporate or integrate my study versus my interest, right? So my study was computer science. My interest was diamond and fashion and beauty. And then I integrated it with an online lifetime diamond database. So the moment I thought about it, I know it's time that we could give back to the world, where you revolutionize the jewelry industry by having this integration.
And most of us can log on to your diamond database to see the availability of diamonds in actual time?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, all right. What a way to give back. Yeah. So that's your pairing of your art and your computer science background. Lovely. Amanda, thank you for talking to us today. And you're such a joy. I learned a lot from you.
Thank you. Yasmin.
Take care. Amanda Koo is director of eClarity, my guest on the Double X Files.